25년째 한국과 국악을 전문적으로 연구해온 힐러리 핀첨성 교수는 한국의 전통과 희로애락을 모두 담은 한국 음악을 세계에 알리는 데 전념하는 학자입니다. 힐러리 핀첨성 교수는 국악을 알기 전에 동아시아의 음악은 시끄럽고 화려하기만 하다고 생각했었는데 국악에는 상상해본 적이 없었던 아름다운 소리가 담겨 있었다고 회상합니다. 그리고 국악에는 다른 나라의 음악과는 달리 살아있는 음악이라는 것에 매료되었습니다. 기분에 따라 즉흥적으로 변화하는 부분들이 가장 큰 매력으로 다가왔다는 거죠. 그녀는 정악, 산조, 민요를 공부하면서 직접 국악기 연주도 배웠고 이제는 연주자로 종종 무대에 설 만큼 수준급 실력을 지니게 됐습니다. 힐러리 핀첨성 교수는 미국 하버드 대학에 초청되어 한국 전통 음악을 알리기 위해 강의를 진행했는데요. 우리 전통 음악과 무용을 소개하는 동시에 살아있는 음악을 위해 자신도 직접 무대에 섭니다. 미국 땅에서 모두가 하나 되어 국악을 다 같이 즐기는 영상을 함께 보시죠.
Has anybody ever heard the Taepyeongso? Okay, well, you know, right? Oh, and you're probably looking at the program going, "Ooh, this is going to be interesting in this space." Well, we had the same thought. The Taepyeongso is a conical double reed oboe, and it's quite loud. It's typically designed for, but also used in outdoor performances, marching band music traditionally in Korea. It's a little bit loud for this space. We tried it out. Don't think it's going to work. So for that reason, and also because the last piece is more of a presentation of a staged version of music that is based in shaman ritual tradition, instead of doing this, we thought we would do a performance of an actual segment of a ritual a little bit longer for you all. So we're going to not do the last number on the program, or the piece on the program, but we're going to be doing an extended version of Shikimgut. And and the reason why I'm wearing a hanbok, you're probably wondering, why am I wearing a hanbok? It's because I'm actually part of it. So our dear former student, graduate of our program at Seoul National University, she's a student at NEC, and she's going to be joining us for that segment. So I would like to begin with talking a little bit about the first piece. Throughout this performance today, we're going to be telling a story. We're going to be telling a story of musical syncretism, and many different theologies and ideologies that have crisscrossed and developed over time in Korea. And oftentimes, sometimes people talk about Korea, particularly the Chosun era, which is 1392 to 1910, people often emphasize the Neo-Confucian, or the very strict Confucian approach to society and life that was projected during that particular period of time. But it was still very much a syncretic period of time, and the dominance of Neo-Confucianism at that time influenced music development, but also heavily influenced development in other areas like Buddhism and also shamanism, and that has strongly influenced the way that shamanism and Buddhism have played out today, and the positions that they have in Korean contemporary society. Okay, so we have a performance of Pansori. Pansori is epic storytelling. So there are many different stories that are told through the format of pansori, which is classically a kosu, which is somebody who partners with a singer to tell a story. But another important part in this story is the audience. So oftentimes audience members will shout out exclamations. I'm not going to encourage you all to do that today. I'm not sure if this is the right spot to do this, but don't be surprised when the drummer shouts out things like, 좋다, or he encourages the performer. You can do this too if you feel like it. So just to let you know that you're welcome to do this. Now this is an interesting tale of music development in Korea, just briefly, that we have 5 extant tales of pansori existing in Korea today that are based in the traditional pansori, or the pansori tradition. And the reason why we only have 5 surviving tales is because there was a cleanup at the end of during the 19th century, where the songs were originally developed in a shaman context. Actually, there was a class of people called the Kwangdae, and they would come out and do performances during shaman rituals to help alleviate boredom and to help entertain people gathered. They also performed in marketplaces, and so pansori, or epic storytelling, was part of their repertoire. But the thing about it was, these stories appealed to the commoners and to the masses, and they were pretty raunchy. There was a lot in there that the Confucian elite didn't approve of, but the Confucian elite actually thought pansori was pretty cool. Sometime in the 18th, 19th century, they brought it to court and they brought it to their homes for performances, but there was a member of the literati class who decided the story should be cleaned up. And it went through this huge, you know how in Victorian England too, a lot of fairy tales were cleaned up to be more palatable for then Victorian society. The same thing happened in Korea with pansori, and so these stories were paired up very closely with Confucian ideals. The story that you're 춘향아 사랑가 하시는 거죠? Yeah, 빨리 할게요. I want you to hear him sing. So they're going to be doing a scene from a tale called 춘향전, but it's known as 춘향가, or the Song of Chunhyang. It's a story about 2 lovers. One is Chunhyang, who's just a very pure young woman, and she and a son of an aristocrat fall in love. It's sort of a star-crossed lover tale because she comes from a lineage of giseng, or courtesans, and he is a son of an aristocrat, and they're never really supposed to marry because they're not from the same social class, but they do secretly. She maintains loyalty to Mongyeon, her lover, and her then husband, despite all kinds of hardships. So this is supposed to be a story of filiality to your husband, or loyalty to your husband. So this particular scene or song, 사랑가, is a love song, and it's about the two when they have their first night together. I imagine that you could perhaps connect to what he was doing. I especially like the part where he's like, just take your clothes off, So it's quite vivid imagery in that particular part of the song, and he does a really great job of projecting that imagery through his voice and through his movements and through his sense of humor. We have the next piece that's coming up is a beautiful projection of Buddhist ideology. So there's a story, and not everybody is really sure of this dance's origins, but this dance is referred to as sungmu, or the monk's dance. Now, this was never a dance that was officially done by Buddhist monks, and there was a period of time during which the aristocratic elite were not too big of fans of Buddhism or any other competing ideology, so it was put underground. So in this case, this dance is is about connecting to the divine. It's about connecting to a greater power. And in that sense, the act of doing the dance and connecting to the drum represents son, or it's a form of meditation. So through the activities of the dancer and her connection to this drum, she is being drawn to the divine, and she finally connects to that power when she touches the drum. So I'll get started because she's going to hate that I keep talking and she's in that position. So please welcome them.
이상 꿀튜브였습니다. 이번 영상이 도움되셨다면 구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요. 앞으로도 꿀튜브 채널에 많은 관심 부탁드립니다. 감사합니다.